Howdy, it's Uncle Paul, and the old doctor scale is coming back. Okay, well, this morning, the coffee pot, our Black & Decker automatic electric coffee pot over there, just quit working. I turned it on, but it would not brew, it would not work. I don't want to go buy another one right now. It's really raining outside, so I got into my camping gear, thankfully, and got me a little coffee pot here. Got it full of water. And I'm just going to get this going, get that lid on, and let it percolate. Shouldn't take too long. Get that up on high. It has been raining for at least 48 hours straight. Some of it has been thunderstorms. And so I really haven't wanted to go to Walmart to get another coffee pot. But it's time to do that. So getting out and braving the weather. Also, it's in the 40s. It's in the mid 40s temperature-wise. So. But we're going to see what they have. Hopefully I can find one that's not too expensive. Well, I sure am tempted. Well, I think that's the exact one that we've had for a couple years. Now, if you've been with my channel long enough, you probably remember the old doctor scale that I used to use. When I first started, I would get up on Sunday morning, I would weigh, and then I would post my videos. Now that scale only goes up to 350 pounds, and I had to use an extra weight that I would have to hang off of it that came with it. And I don't have that anymore, I've lost it. And so I've added a little clamp to it to make up for that. But I want to start using those old doctor scales again. Since that's what I started doing, I want to go back to that. You know, I weighed over 350 pounds, obviously. I still do. And even though it won't let me know exactly what I weigh, I can show how much I've lost every week. And so that's what I want to do. I'm not going to make a goal of how much to lose in a certain amount of time. Nothing like that. I know people would say, you're crazy for doing this, don't do this, but, you know, I'm crazy Uncle Paul. Don't blow out your speakers! Well, how was class? Must have been boring.
Yeah.
There's fresh coffee in there if you want it.
Yeah. I got today off too, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of all the bad weather?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just text me so they won't.
Alright.
They knew me.
So what are your plans for the day?
Sleep.
Go back to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from Tuesday morning. I got on the scale, and you see the clamp there. And this is hard to show with my camera, but it's on 13 right there, and the big one on the bottom is at 250. And so it's hard to show, but that is leveled out, and so my starting number is 13. It is a little on the cool side outside, and it's also rainy, so I thought it might be a good day to make some pumpkin bacon soup. And this is a low-carb soup, and let me show the ingredients. I went to the store this morning, and that is a pumpkin puree that is 29 ounces. I'll get into the carbs of that later. That is vegetable broth. That is 30 ounces. And there are no carbs in it, according to that brand. This is 3 cups of heavy whipping cream, also no carbs, according to the brand. I cooked some bacon. That's 12 slices of bacon. I cooked them in the oven at 420 degrees for actually 20 minutes. And this is the drippings from that bacon. I may or may not put that in the soup. We'll see. I totally messed this up in the original. That is 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of sea salt, and 2 teaspoons of sage. And this is a doubling of the recipe. Now I've got the pot here on a medium-high setting of this burner. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the heavy whipping cream. And then the vegetable broth. Now I'm going to let that warm up. The broth and the whipping cream here are starting to warm up. I'm going to go ahead and add my spices. There's the sage and the sea salt and the ground black pepper. Now, like I said, I'm doubling the recipe. I've doubled it. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the pumpkin puree. And just let that melt in. Okay, so I've turned the burner up to high so I can get this to a little bit of a boil. And then I'm going to add the bacon. I'm not going to put in the bacon grease because I've done that before. And it just takes away from the creaminess of the soup. So I don't really particularly like it. It does add some good flavor, but it's really flavorful enough without that. And so I'm not going to put that in, but I wanted you to know that it is an option, and it is good. I'm going to add now the bacon. Okay, now it at this point really essentially is done. Now the original recipe, one thing it calls for is chicken bone broth, but that is kind of expensive and hard to find, and I've used chicken broth before, but the chicken broth seems to overwhelm the flavor just a little bit. Another thing it calls for is unsweetened almond milk, but that's just not creamy enough for me. So I used vegetable broth instead of chicken broth and the heavy whipping cream instead of the unsweetened almond milk. Okay. Very good. Now, that really the only carbs in this come from that can of pumpkin. It had 70 carbs, and it had 70 carbs total for that whole pot. Now, the recipe said that that would make 12 servings. That's kind of a bunch of servings. You're not going to get much with 12, so it's more realistically like 8 servings. So just divide 8 into that 70, and it's not that many carbs. I can taste all the flavors a little. I can taste the sage pretty well, and so you might want to lighten up on the sage. The pumpkin I can taste, but it's very subtle. So if you want more of the pumpkin flavor, then you need to cut back probably on the liquids that are put in. But I can taste just about everything, and of course the bacon when I bite into one of those nice little chunky pieces. On a cold or cool day like this, it hits the spot. Well, I cleaned up the kitchen, And once the soup cooled off enough, I distributed the rest of that soup into several different freezer bags so that I will have a number of just quick and easy meals ready to go. And now I'm sitting out here taking a nice little break and watching the rain. Good Sunday morning, guys. Well, without any further ado, let me go in there and get on the scales and see what I've lost since last Tuesday. Now, you hear that music? That's the music that I use every week when I get on the scale. Let's go see. Well, okay, if you didn't notice there, that went from 13 on Tuesday down to 8 this Sunday morning. So that's 5 pounds since Tuesday, so I'll take that. Guys, it was a great week, and I'm looking forward to this coming week. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share these videos, and I'll see you next week.